Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert. So, since last episode, it hasn't been a ton of time. I did get some things prepped up that we're going to be using today. You can see a mix of botania and redstone stuff. I did make an additional mana spreader, an additional mana pool, redstone comparator, dropper, pressure plate, redstone torch, timer. You can probably get an idea from this, what we're going to be working on today. And what that is we are going to be automating mana, and of course we're going to be moving towards, and maybe even getting, our Master Infusion Crystal. Because if you recall, all we really need is runes. We need a block of mana diamond, block of elementium, block of terrasteel. We've got a bit to cover. I don't know if we'll quite get up to the Master Infusion Crystal today, but we're going to get started. And with that said, let's go ahead and get this underway. And what we're going to do, we're going to pick a spot for starters. Let's say that this is north. Yeah, let's do it up to the north. And let's go ahead and grab ourselves some living wood. And we're going to say over in this direction. I'm just going to set this here for right now. We're going to pretend like that's where our Elven gateway is. Because this what we're going to be setting up today is going to tie into the Elven gateway. And let's go ahead and set up our mana pools. We're going to put one right there. And I'm going to go ahead and break these off. These 4 Endo Flames. That gives us a total of 12. I'm going to be putting 6 for each setup. And then let's go ahead and just get the mana out of here to this mana pool, because I want to free this up. And what we're going to do, we're going to have our Endo Flames, which actually, I tell you what, let's go ahead and upgrade these. I've got some pasture seeds right here. And what we'll need to do is, let me pop over to the storage building. And let me grab all but one of my mystical oranges. So we've got 12 of those. Let me pop over to the smith. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get 12 glowstone. And then one more time back over to the storage building. I need to get some dirt. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to take our glowstone. We're going to add it with our, I need more glowstone. I don't know what I'm thinking. I need 24 glowstone. So there we go. There's 12 glimmering orange flowers. Combine that with our dirt, with our pasture seeds. We're going to get floating orange flowers. And then these combined with our Endo Flames gives us floating Endo Flames. We'll go ahead and do that, just because these look a bit better, a little bit more interesting to look at. And what we're going to do, we're going to have, we're actually going to have a double setup that runs basically 2 sets of mana spreaders, 2 mana pools, 6 Endo Flames each. And we're going to have these set up, well, we'll have one setting right here, which is going to bind to this mana pool. And then, yeah, once this drains out, I'll set up the other one on the other side. And then let's go ahead. We're going to have our Endo Flames setting. Let's see. Let's do that. I think it will be close enough to pick it up. We'll find out. If we need to move these or adjust things, we will. But I think this will be close enough. So we're going to do 6 right there. And I'll set up these others once we set up the mana pool and stuff. And later on, once we get a better mana spreader, I'm going to change this and add 8 and have it just like a floating halo above these mana spreaders. But for right now, this should be good. And then what we're going to do, let's pop down. Let me grab the shovel here. And let's pop down in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and pull that away. And that was 3. Yeah, 3. So let's do 1, 2, 3 here as well. And then let me dig out a little bit of this, because we're going to be actually setting this up underground, so we don't have all that like redstone visible from above ground. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a dropper that sets right here. And then on the other side, a dropper that sets right... No, I'm sorry, not right there. Right here. Right in front of the mana spreader. And then we're going to have another one that sets one setting right here. And that's what's going to spit out our coal for us. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and put this cobblestone back. And on top of this, we're going to have a pressure plate. Yeah, we're not going to have it right there. We're going to actually scoot it back by 1. Could probably change to a different dropper. That would probably work just fine. But no, we're going to have the dropper setting here instead. And then here. And then we're going to put cobblestone, pressure plate, like that. And that should easily spit over onto the pressure plate. And then we'll put a block here just to stop it. And we're going to put some more blocks around this in just a minute. But we're going to do that. And then let's come around to behind these droppers. Go ahead and dig this out just a little bit here. And what we're going to do, let's see. Really, I made these comparators, but really I need the other comparators. Now that I think about it. Or red string comparators, which would work. But I need Pixie Dust to do that. I'll tell you what, we will, for right now, we'll set up the regular comparators, and then we'll change it over in a bit for red stringed. Yeah, I think that'll work. Because we can get Pixie Dust before too long, but not quite yet. So let's just go ahead and remove that block. Or not that block, I'm sorry. Put that back. We're going to have a comparator that comes out of this mana pool right there. And then we'll put a block in right, or dig out a block right here and remove that. And then we'll go ahead and come out behind this one and remove that block as well. Okay. That should be fine. And then what we can do, we should be able to put conduit right here. We'll say input. Signal color is red. And just to make sure that it's correctly reading, we're going to say output is red. Yeah, power of 3. So it's reading from that comparator, and it's seeing how full this mana pool is. Okay, so what we'll do is, let me pop over to the storage building. I need one thing. Let me go ahead and just make 2 levers for right now. And we're going to, let's see, I don't want it to be 15. I don't want it to be completely full. Let's come out like 2, put a lever there. So it's not going to emit a redstone signal until it's at least 14. And then that's when it's going to stop that whole system. And then we'll do the same thing over here. I know we don't have the mana pool and stuff yet, but that's okay. We'll get that soon enough. And then later on, once we get red string comparators, we'll move this underground so it's completely hidden. This is now done. Let me go ahead and just pull this up, pull that up, and then we can get the rest of this set up. Go, and it's just going to be set up the exact same way. We're going to go ahead and set the endo flames up. I can just do this. And I've got some coal. Let me try. If I throw... There we go. Okay. That's picking that up perfectly. And boom. Okay. Great. So the range is fine on this. And then what we're going to do, now that we've got that stuff in place, let's set our redstone conduits down. Whoops. One goes here. Whoops. This is going to input. Signal color is red. That's fine. And then over here, signal color red, input. That's fine. Okay. Then we'll come down. And I'm just going to run this under the ground so we have access to it. There we go. And there we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a timer that sets on this dropper here. There's going to be a timer, and we'll have a hopper, and this isn't going to have any redstone connected to it, but this is basically going to just feed items in from wherever we end up, feeding them in from. So we'll just set it up there, and then maybe we'll have item conduits or something that pumps into the hopper with our coal system. So we'll have that there, and then we're going to have a timer that sets... well, we're going to run redstone out of this for starters. So let me do that. And basically this redstone, that would be a signal 15. So 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Yeah, we'll have plenty of power for this. What we're going to do is we're going to run this over to here. And our redstone conduits are basically going to feed out to right here. And we're going to say that you output on red. And then we're going to run this back to there. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And so we'll say output is red. You run out to there. And then over here, the redstone comes out to there. To there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set down our timers. And this is going to control the dropper. And then if it gets redstone from the pressure plate or it gets redstone from the conduit, then it'll shut this off. So we're going to set this to 5 seconds is fine, actually, where it starts. That way it's not running non-stop. But you'll notice that, and this should work with the dropper. If I put that in there, spits it out. And it didn't land on the pressure plate. But if it was to land on the pressure plate, if it lands on that, you can see that the timer stops. It's not doing anything right now. And it will be the same if this comparator goes off saying that the mana pool is too full. And I guess really what I should do maybe is, let me pull this up. I should be able to get a redstone reading off of this. Okay, that's actually a bit better because I can make sure that the coal drops to where we want it to drop to. So let's do that. And then what we're going to do, let's just put cobble right there to block that off. And we're going to put cobble that goes across right there to block that off. And then over here, the same thing. Which actually, let me just replace the dirt that's up there. There we go. That. So that's blocked off now. That way the coal really only has one way that it can go, and that is onto the pressure plate. Which is what we want. Yeah, actually, as it stands right now, 6 endo flames is too many for this spreader. There's 2 of them that aren't currently running. That's okay. That's alright. Well, this one's actually keeping up pretty well. Oh, no. There we go. Yeah, it's these 2. Okay. Yeah, so 6 is actually too many, but I'm going to leave it because as soon as we get this up and going, we should be able to upgrade our mana spreaders to better ones. So there shouldn't be any harm in that. I might waste a little bit of coal at first, but I don't really care. We do have infinite coal. Now, later on, we are going to upgrade this to red coal also. So just a heads up on that. Okay, so what we're going to do then, let me, one thing I want to do for looks, let's close this off. And we're going to put a frame trap door from Block Craftery right here. And I want to get some vivid grass. I don't need a lot of it. Let me just pop over to here. And we'll just do that. Boom. And the reason being, if you use standard grass with this, it actually doesn't work with the Block Craftery trapdoors. It makes it kind of this weird, ugly, grayish look. Which is fine. I think I'd rather have some more vivid grass here. So what we'll do, we'll just right-click that onto there. And then to make it match, I mean, it's still going to be very noticeable, kind of sticking up. I guess I could put it down. Actually, yeah, I think I could put the trapdoor right here. That would be a bit better, right? No, no, that's not going to look right at all. Does that really not work? Nope. Okay, so then in that case, yeah, it is going to be sticking up, but that's fine. That is a-okay. Makes it more noticeable that way anyways. So you know, like, oh, there's a trapdoor there. And then we'll go ahead and just drop some vivid grass. Later on, we are going to get this spread out through the whole area. But for now, just a little bit's fine. And this stuff is really easy to make, just cactus greens with pasture seeds. So it's not expensive in the least. I'll just go ahead and place out a bit like that. Okay, now we're getting into our pasture seeds, and I'll be able to do those floating islands all bluish-like, and all that's going to be fun. Okay, so that stuff's in place, and we can just pop down, and let's see. I think we've got everything that we need, actually, now. So if I take our blocks of coal... Oh, you know what? Because I never put a timer, that would explain it. Okay, it is hitting the oak pressure plate. It's just, it's going away pretty quick. Yeah, there we go. It is landing on the pressure plate, so that's good. And if I throw in, I want to do one more test real quick. If I was to throw in, into this hopper, 35 cobblestone, what does it do? Okay, you can see it's activated the dropper, but it can't do anything with that, so it's basically stopped. And I will need to make some magnet protection for this, but that's fine. We'll get that. That's easy enough. Go ahead and do that. Because that one little bit of regular grass was driving me insane. But okay, so that's working now. And so what I should be able to do, let me pop over. There's also coal coke I could use, but I'm just going to use regular coal. Oh, and I did add one mod to the pack, which we're going to be making use of. It's not anything major right now, but I did add one mod in. And that mod is Weirding Gadgets. Because there's no chunk loader outside of FTB utilities. And I've already capped the 50 chunks, and I need more, you know, because I tend to build these massive bases. And so 50 chunks just, it doesn't cut it, right? So I did go ahead and craft up one of these. So, yay. Let's go ahead, let's pop down. And let's throw in a stack of blocks of coal into there. And we'll get this thing rolling. And so that means we're going to have pretty much infinite mana. You know, this is going to come through. It's going to make lots of mana, and we're going to be really happy. So what we're going to do now that that's done, well, first up, what I can do, let's pop over to the smith. Let's grab this. Boom! There is our block of mana diamonds. Awesome. So that's now out of our way. Now we just need elementium, and we need terrasteel, and we need runes. So I guess the next order of business is going to be, because I've got to let these build up on mana. And then we've got to make terrasteel. That's probably going to be what slows us down, because I've got to let all this mana kind of build up. Oh, and by the way, over here, there's 2 tall botania flowers, all 16 colors. I planted these here, and I've got some bone meal in this crate to make it a bit easier to get any petals that we need and stuff. So that is there. So the Runic Altar, to get this, we're going to need rock crystal, mana pearl, living rock. That's pretty easy, actually. But I do think I'm out of rock crystal. So I'm going to head out in just a second and see about getting that together. The mana pearl's easy enough. The terrestrial agglomeration plate is going to require the Runic Altar. Oh, there's also the pylons. What do we need to make the pylons? Because we're going to need Well, we're going to need Natura pylons, which are going to take terrasteel and mana pylons. It's mana diamond, mana steel, gold. Okay, let's do that. And since I haven't made mana steel, is it steel in this pack? No, it's iron. Alright, so let's go ahead and get 2 mana diamond, 4 mana steel. I think I've got... No, I'm completely out of mana steel. Okay. There's our 2 mana pylons. So those are out of the way. We're also going to need some Eyes of Ender. Alright, and we are going to need a mana pearl. So there's that for the Runic Altar. So, and let me just dump off the stuff that we don't need. Let's just dump it off into here. Okay, and I'm going to head out and try to find some Astral Sorcery Rock Crystal. And I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, I got the rock crystals that we need. I've got a fair few of them. I want one that's like really horrible purity, like 31%. Yeah, that's the lowest. Alright, so what we're going to do, let's go ahead and get our Runic crafting table. Oh wait, it needs to be made in that. That's fine. I should have made this before I slept, but actually this should be fine. I think this will craft without issue. And there we go. Okay, so there's that. And quest complete. And we get a loot chest. We'll go ahead and take that. And what did we get? Did we get anything cool? Spruce wood planks, 64 of them. Oh man, let me tell you. Okay, now what we're going to need to do, we're going to need to make another mana spreader for starters. I'm actually going to go ahead and just make a couple of these because I know that we're going to need them. And let's go ahead and just get ourselves 7 pieces of glimmering living wood. And the reason being, if we open this up, because I'm going to want the Alphamancy Portal to Alfheim. You can see that we need glimmering living wood here, here, and here. So let's go ahead, actually, on that note, let's get ourselves 6 more living wood. And we will spruce the way this looks. We'll spruce this up a little bit later. But we're going to go ahead and just build out the portal. So there's that. And you can see this mana pool has a decent amount of mana. This one that I've been crafting mana diamonds in barely has any. Which is fine. That's fine. Let me get... Move this back. Let me get our bone meal out of here. And I know it's dark. We're going to be lighting this area up. But I need lime green, which is right here. And basically, if you're not familiar with the way this works, you can just plop down your petals right there. And then... Oh, whoops. And grow them. There we go. I'll leave that grass because we'll use it for pasture seeds. So, that's no biggie. And we want to go ahead and just maybe make... well, I'll just keep that one. I don't have the glimmering living wood on me. But I go get some more glowstone. But there's 2 mana spreaders. Okay. And so what we're going to do... which actually, I guess... I'll feed off of this one, mainly, for right now. Unless the mana starts balancing out. And we'll put the Runic Altar right here. This isn't permanent location, but this works for the time being. We'll go ahead and just bind that over. And then, let's see. Do we want to go for the Terrestrial Agglomeration plate first, maybe? Yeah, that would probably be the best bets. We can also make we can start working on the runes for the Master Infusion crystal at this point. But the Terrestrial Agglomeration plate, it's standard craft, but for this we are going to need Rune of Water, Rune of Earth, Rune of Mana, Rune of Air, Rune of Fire. And Mana Powder is standard, which actually I've got, yeah, let's just take our redstone, and we'll toss that in. And the Elven Gateway Core is going to be a bit more expensive. For this, we need 4 terrasteel, which basically means we need 2 terrasteel ingots, because we need the mana pylons in addition. We're also going to need star metal and resonating gems, which are easy, lime petal, glimmering living wood, and rune marble. All that's easy. We just have to get the terrasteel being made for that. So going for the Terrestrial Agglomeration plate first, we are going to need to get our runes. which aren't too bad overall. It's just basically a lot of junk you have to get together. So let me pop over. Alright, and we're going to need some living rock also. Okay, so what we'll do is sugarcane, bone meal, fishing rod, mana powder, and then we need mana steel. Yeah. And I'm going to need some more coal. I'll have to go grab that. Because this is running out. It takes a lot of coal, actually. And those are actually pretty close to each other. I'm going to go ahead and just set up, link that over here. And then our mana steel, there we go. That's going to start running. And it's going to fairly quickly make this rune for us. And then we're going to throw a piece of living rock on top. Shift right click. Drop pop candy. There we go. We got 2 runes of water. Okay, and I got just a little bit of coal for right now. I'm gonna get some more here in just a minute, but I didn't really have a lot of inventory space. I need to actually set up a compacting drawer, I think, over there instead of just a regular drawer. Have a compacting drawer of coal. Just make my life a little bit easier at the start here. But later on, we will probably be running red coal through this instead of blocks of coal. But that'll be after we get a nice setup going for for the red coal percentage increase thing. So, that's weird. I don't know why. I don't know why it did that, but maybe it has something to do with like a chunk loading issue. I'm not sure. I'm not for sure, but okay. Anyways, that's running again. Let's go ahead then, and the fire rune is. Oh yeah, I forgot to smelt this nether rack. Hopefully it doesn't bug those or anything. Okay, so that's gun, and I forgot gunpowder. Okay. But actually, there might be gunpowder here. Yeah. Alright. Because I dumped some mob items into those, so that. And it's going to really quickly craft up. There we go. Rune of fire. And then we need air, which is string carpet feather. Did I not grab a feather? Oh my gosh. That. Alright. That. There we go. There's rune of air. And then we need earth, which is mushroom, smooth stone, coal, mana powder, mana steel. And we'll be automating runes later, probably. I'm not sure how much they're using this pack. You know, we had to automate them for like Divine Journey and stuff, but I can't remember. I want to say that when we were playing before, we decided we didn't really need it because there wasn't that much rune usage, but I'll double check. We might automate them. We'll see. It's pretty easy to do, so. And we will definitely be automating Petal Apothecary, you know, because that's useful. That's very, very useful. But then we just need our Rune of Mana, and then we're all set as far as the runes go. I have to get like a block of Mana Steel and stuff, but that's easy enough. Alright, and Rune of Mana, of course, is the only one that only crafts one. Let's go ahead. There's that. And then let me pop over to the smith area. Okay, and I've got the stuff on me to whip up a weirding gadget. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to set this up. For right now, it's going to set like right there. And this keeps an area like a 3x3 chunk radius loaded. I actually quite love weirding gadgets. They're great for servers too, because after like 7 days of inactivity, they shut down. So, like on a server situation. On single player, it's not, you know, it's not going to do anything, but okay, so we got that. Let me go ahead, and hopefully that stops the pressure plates from locking up like they did, but we'll see. If it doesn't, then I may have to just switch to a different pressure plate or something. It's no biggie. And I actually meant to grab 4 lapis blocks, not 3. Let me get... There's a quest complete. And we will definitely be automating terrasteel in the coming episodes. It's really not too hard to craft manually if you have the mana, but I still kind of want to automate it just for our automated systems. So, but we're going to lay this out like that. Let me go ahead and sleep. I'm trying to sleep because it keeps it a little bit brighter in here. Of course, it's still pretty dark, but that's okay. Alright, let's do that. And then we'll just drop down our terrestrial agglomeration plates. There we go. And then we're going to need to get ourselves a couple of sparks. Okay, so there we go. There's 2 of those. And we're going to put one right here. We're going to put one right here. That means it can move mana from this mana pool to here. Which does mean this mana pool is going to get drained pretty heavy. That's fine. That's okay. Oh, and we did complete a quest. Let's go ahead. Terrestrial agglomeration plate. We get a loot chest. There we go. And we got another singularity. I will take it. Alright, and these extra runes, I'm just going to toss these into here for right now. Alright, now, unfortunately, the terrestrial agglomeration plate, we're going to need a half mana pool. So it's going to take a little while before we'll actually be able to use that to make terrasteel. So, one thing we could do is let's just send that mana over to there for now. Eventually we're going to need this for the Elven Gateway portal. Like we're going to need both mana pools to have a decent amount of mana. Let's see. We could set up another mana generation system, which we might do. I need to get Solignolias too. Let's see. Terrasteel, Natura Pylons, Elven Gateways. And let's see, for our Master Infusion, for this, we're going to need Rune of Sloth, which is Air and Autumn, 2 mana diamonds. And Autumn is Air, Fire, 3 leaves, and a Spider Eye. Yeah, let's go ahead and just start knocking out these. And these are going to require a bit of mana between the mana diamonds and different things. But there's Autumn, which has no mana pool or mana spreader feeding it, so. And that'll be able to get us Sloth. For Pride, we're going to need Summer and Fire, which is Watermelon, Slime, 2 Sand. And you'll notice whenever we make this, which this one's ready to go, whenever we make this, it doesn't consume the runes that we've thrown in. So boom, and you can see we got our Fire and Air back, and we got Autumn. So that helps out a lot, actually. So we're going to need Air and Earth for this. Basically, we just need all the different seasons. And then we can make these. They're just 2 mana diamonds, a season, and a basic. Gluttony is Winter, which is Water, Earth, Snow, White Wool, and Cake. And then we need Greed, which is Spring, Fire, Water, 3 Saplings, and Wheat. Okay. It has been a bit. You can see we've actually got a bit of mana in there. Bit of mana in there. Down here, this is filled up with blocks of coal. What I did was I changed over... Let me go over to the presses. I changed this over to a compacting drawer just for like ease of use for the time being. And you can see we've got 51 blocks of coal in there now. I used most of our coal. Most of our coal for making all those blocks, because it was quite a bit. But let's pop back over. And it's had a little bit of time to build up. And it'll keep building up. I mean, it actually makes coal at a pretty decent rate. And it'll fill that back up in no time. So what we're going to do, let's go ahead and throw in our Rune of Summer, Rune of Fire, 2 mana diamonds. And we're going to start making our Sloth, Pride, Gluttony, and Greed runes. Which will take just a little bit. And then also over here, we can go ahead, just fly up just a little bit. We're going to throw on a mana diamond. No, we're not. I need one more thing here. I need to get a mana pearl. Alright, so we're going to throw on mana diamond, mana pearl, mana steel. And that's going to start crafting. It's going to drain out about a half of a mana pool from this. Pretty fast rate, too. And Then once it's done, though, we'll have our very first piece of terrasteel. So yay! Yay, good stuff. And then we can get our Natura pylons and be part of the way towards our Elven Gateway. But basically, I'm going to need to get 11 pieces of terrasteel, which is going to take a bit. Dancer in the Dark. There we go. So we'll turn that quest in. There's our loot chest. And we got a Tesla coil. Nice. And this is done. So let's go ahead. Boom, there's our Rune of Pride. And then for Sloth, it is Air and Autumn. There we go. That'll start crafting. We don't quite have the mana at the moment. Probably once I start siphoning some of this mana pool, we'll be able to get another piece of terrasteel, which technically would finish out our Elven Gateway core. But what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and just break this down. And out of curiosity, the quest for the mana pylons, Natura pylons, I need 2. And then I also need 2 mana pools. Great. Means I'm going to have to craft those just for the quest. Because I don't want to pull up the ones that I've got. Because technically, otherwise we would be done making mana pools. But I never want to have to move those, really. Ideally. But let's go ahead. We'll get our Natura pylons. There's those. Easy enough. This is just about done. I'm just going to wait for this one to finish out real quick. And then for our Elven Gateway core, we need 1 more terrasteel nugget, which we're just shy of. There's our Rune of Sloth. And then we need Greed, which is Water and Spring. So there's that. And then I'm going to have to get together 2 mana pools real quick. And there we go. There's our Rune of Greed. And then we just need Gluttony. So that, and that. Get that going. Okay, and this rune is done, which is our last rune. And that means we have everything now for the Master Infusion, except for the block of terrasteel and the block of elementium. Which elementium is going to be easy. Once we get to Elven Gateway, it's pretty much a freebie. Then our mana pools. There's 1. There's 2. Awesome. So we've got that. And what I'll probably do for right now is... we've got an extra mana spreader. Oh, I might actually siphon off a bit of this mana. And we might do like this, and maybe put 2 sparks on this. And that way it can feed this, but then we can store up more mana that way. Might be what we do. Let me go ahead and move this over. I'm going to move that to here. And we'll put a mana pool here. This is basically just so that we can fill up more mana into this system. So basically we'll end up having like, eventually like 4 mana pools that are filled up. Make more terrasteel that way. Which will be extremely useful for us. Let me pop over to the smith real quick. And let's get ourselves 2 more sparks. There's that. And we'll just drop those there. And then we should have completed a quest here. Let's get our loot chest. And we got a railgun. And long term, really this whole coal system is basically just going to be used to power this. So we're not going to be like fueling terrasteel creation off of it. The reason we're waiting, I mean, because I kind of want to automate with these different flowers. And I know, like, let's see, what options do we have before the Elven Gateway portal? Because that's usually what I try to rush, is the Elven Gateway portal. We have Gormorillus, which isn't bad. Munchdo, which is pretty good. Rosa Arcana, which with our amount of experience, that's going to be pretty good. Thermal Lilies are kind of meh. You know, we automated them in the last Enigmatica run, but I don't know. We might do something with them. But I'm going to give this just a second to build up some more mana. Then we'll see where we get to, and make another piece of terrasteel so we can get the Elven Gateway core. I'm going to start getting the stuff together that we need for that. Yeah, this isn't too bad at all. Basically 8 pieces of living wood. We're going to need a lime petal block. And we're going to need 4 rune marble, the star metal, and the resonating gem, which I think we've got pretty much all of that. Okay, so for our Elven Gateway core, we've got this. We've got a few of these. Star metal, resonating gems, living wood, lime petal block. I need to get 4 glowstone. There's that. And so all we need is 1 more terrasteel nuggets, and that's it. That is it. So we are so close to having that. Then we can pretty easily get the elementium. I mean, I will say we're not going to have enough mana in this at the moment to start it up, but at least we'll have it made. And then basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it build up mana. Now, one thing we could do is we could make ourselves a mana tablet. This would make this whole process a whole lot easier. Let's do that. What was... Oh, that's for the creative mana tablet. Okay. That will be later. Let me pop over, get a diamond. We'll do that. And then give me a mana tablet. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's see. Quest complete. Mana tablet, we'll go ahead and take that. Got to get a monocle here soon too. We get void upgrades, 8 of them. I will definitely take it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set this. You can shift right click, change the way it feeds the mana. Does it take mana from the mana tablet or does it put mana into the mana tablet? We're going to say put mana into the mana tablet, toss that in, and we'll give it just a second. While we're waiting, I need to pop over. I need to get another diamond and another ender pearl. Let's see, that's got a decent amount of mana. Let's go ahead and just throw that into there so it can dump its mana. And let's go ahead and get mana diamond, mana pearl. And I would say that we've got a half mana pool. So what we're going to do, let's make another piece of terrasteel. And this is going to craft a bit faster because it's got 3 sparks feeding it instead of just 1 this time. And boom, there we go. It's probably drained this pretty good. Yeah, it has. Let's feed that back in and let's remove this. Probably wasted a little bit of mana. I think I broke it too fast. And let's feed that over for just a minute. I want to give mana to the mana tablet. Because I think we can actually start this episode. And nighttime is set. Let's go ahead, do that. And let me throw this into there. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and break those off. Get our sparks back for right now. We'll make use of that again here in a second. Or here later. I'm going to set them up. Maybe between episodes. I don't know yet. We might not between episodes. But we don't need them for right now. Because basically I'm going to let this build up. If it gets up close to full, then I'll make a terrasteel. And what I'll probably do is feed over mana from this pool a little bit. But, well, no, I will need it because I'm going to need my sparks. Let me shift right click to remove this spark for right now. And we're going to set up our Natura pylons there and there. Just on top of our mana pools. And let's go ahead then. We need more mana in this, or more starlight. Will we have the starlight for this, or will we have to get into Starlight Collection? I don't know. I'm going to say we might have to get into Starlight Collection. Either that or move this to a better spot. That could work as well. Like just temporarily move it somewhere. Let me pop over and get our Phosic Resonator, which I've got to figure out where I put it. Because it's one of those things you don't use a whole lot, so I just stuck it somewhere. It's right here. Okay. I thought I moved all my astral stuff over. But this right here I don't think is... This is not a star field. I don't know if we found a star field anywhere. I think we did. There's one. And it seems like a pretty good one. The colors here are pretty dark. So what we might do in that case, let me build this up. Okay, that's at Y132. That should be fine. What we can do is just build out an altar base. We could also do like the star collectors, but I think it would just be easier and quicker for us to just throw this together. So I think I'll do that. I'm going to get the stuff together. I'm not going to pull down the one that we've got. I'm going to pull off the altar and move it over here, but I'm actually going to build a new altar base just right here. Let me go ahead and just mark it as Starfield, and let's remove this village, and we'll do that. That's going to make our crafting up until we get to the real mana collectors. Like, there's the ones that aren't very strong, kind of just for working around not finding a star field. But if you find a star field, it's just a whole lot easier and simpler to do it this way. And then we can get into the real mana collectors before too long, I imagine. So let me go pop over. Actually, I've got a bunch of stuff left over here. But let me get the stuff together that we need. Let me get that altar set up, and I'll be back at the next night, and we'll get that crafted out, hopefully. Okay, the sun's setting, and we're almost to the amount of starlight that we need. And one more bump. There we go. Elven Gateway Core is now craftable. And it's going to take a second because it's quite a bit of starlight that's got to go into this. But that's fine. This star field seems pretty solid, to say the least. But there we go. Quest complete. Elven Gateway Core. And we'll go ahead and turn that in. Awesome. Awesome stuff. And yeah, this is actually quite a bit of starlight in this star field. So I'm going to leave this here for right now. We might need it for the Infusion crystal. Let's pop back over. And then let's drop that in. And let me actually pop over real quick. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's grab this iron first. And do that. And then we're going to just right click, boom, world calling advancement. Give this just a second to start up. And we're going to throw two things in here. We're going to throw in our Lexica Botania, just so that we get the updated one, which is the Elven Guard. And now we've got all the new stuff in here, like Ritual of Gaia and all that fun stuff. And all the new flowers. Then we're going to take our Mana Steel, toss it in there, and it's going to pump out our elementium. There's a quest complete. And we'll get a loot chest from that. And then there's our block of elementium. So all that we're missing right now for the Master Infusion crystal is we got an iron chandelier ring, but two of them. All we're missing now is the block of terrasteel. And we got clear purple stained glass, a stack of that. We pop over to the astral area, and we'll toss that into our chest. Then the last thing we're going to do this episode before we end out is I want to get a couple red string comparators. And basically I'm just going to need red string, which is ender air, block of redstone string, and pixie dust, which is mana pearls. I'm also going to need two more comparators. And then all I need is ender air, which I think we've got some of that. Yeah, I've got a couple right here. Alright, so red string. Oh yeah, I need the pixie dust, which is just mana pearls through the Elven Gateway. And bear in mind that they changed this a bit back to where it doesn't constantly drain mana. Instead, it only drains mana whenever you craft with it. So there is that, which does help out quite a bit. There's our red string, and then we're going to get our red string comparators, one of them. I'm going to need more living rock. 1 second. Which actually, I grabbed this, I can chisel it back, but don't I have some Arcane Stone? I do. I'll just grab that. And I think once we get this section of magic done, I think we need to make a good strong push into some tech. Because our tech is just, it's piddly. It's so bad right now. It's like, oh, we have ore doubling, but that's about it. We do have a little bit of immersive engineering. I mean, we finished the quest lines. We have the biodiesel built up that we can start kind of taking off with a bit of that, but we haven't actually made use of it yet. We've got the base stuff from like mechanism and a couple things, but we just don't have much in the way of tech. Magic, of course, we still got a ways to go. What in the world? Oh, that was from when we were building. I have stuff in here. Okay, now we can get our other red string comparator. So there's that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to... These aren't full by any stretch of the imagination. No. What we're going to do is we're going to pull up our comparator. And it sounds like I just crafted some mana powder. That's fine. We'll break these off. And break that off. And then what we're going to do, let's pop down to here, and we're going to change up our redstone a bit. So right up, be right up here. If we remove this block, there's our mana pool. So we're going to put a red string comparator setting there. Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to set right there, face up, and then same thing over here. We'll do that. And then I believe if we put our comparator setting there, it's going to feed out redstone and stop this. And then same thing over here. It's going to feed out redstone. It's going to stop this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put... no, it won't be there. It'll be right here. I'm going to run back some redstone, just like we had up above. And we're going to put a lever setting... Well, let's see. I might just be able to run this off one lever. We'll pull this back. It's going to be one extra over what we had last time. So it's going to basically power on a 13. But we're going to put that there. Pump that through. Now this can go back to activating. So there we go. That's back up and running. This side's got something on the pressure plate, it looks like. If I remove this, yeah, block of coal sitting right there. Alright. And I might actually just really quickly... I've got a couple ideas. I'm going to give it some thought. We might... A couple things that we might end up doing is putting a glass viewing area maybe above this, which would be... Well, it'd be like here. And maybe clean this up. Instead of cobblestone, have something else. So a glass viewing thing so we can look down and see the coal. Or just have the glass viewing thing down here. I don't know. I don't know for sure which one I want to do. But now that that's all put in, we've got this all this redstone under there, but you can't actually see it from up here. Which is what I wanted. So that's good. All we really have to add to this build is add a Solignolia, which isn't a rush because we don't have a magnet right now anyways. So, but we will start working towards one soon, I think. But yeah, I think with that, I think we're going to end out this episode here. So we got quite a bit done this episode. Next episode, I'm probably going to let the terrasteel build up a bit. It really won't take that long if I'm like doing other stuff. You know, I'll come over and, oh, I got enough mana to do some terrasteel, and I'll get it crafted up. I'm not sure how I'm going to feed over the mana. I'll decide that, you know, when it comes time for that. Honestly, I could probably just move it with mana tablets. I only have to craft 9 terrasteel. Depending how long it actually ends up taking, like I said, I don't think it's going to take a long time, but if it does take a long time, then what we're going to do is just set up a new mana system next episode and quickly craft out the terrasteel. And then next episode, we're going to get the Master Infusion Crystal and maybe start playing with that a little bit. The main thing I'm after is some decorative blocks that I just don't want to have to farm to build these big things anymore. But yeah, we'll hopefully start into Magical Crops next episode, which is going to be fun stuff. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.